Hey, thank you so much for clicking on this video. My name is Vea and this is Case by Case Divorce, and I'm here to share with you everything that I know about surviving a high conflict divorce. Today I want to talk about how long it takes to heal from these types of situations. So if you're wondering, why is this taking so long, and is there something wrong with me, and why can't I do this sooner? Keep watching all the way to the end. I'm going to explain to you why this takes so long and also give you tips and tricks on how to get out of this faster and in a more graceful way. And as always, I invite you to please click like or subscribe. Share this with people you think it will help. Clicking subscribe costs you nothing, and it lets YouTube know that this content is valuable so more people can see it and get help. The first thing I want to remind you of is that the trauma of a narcissistic relationship and a narcissistic divorce took weeks and months and years and maybe even decades to accumulate in your body, in your heart, in your psyche, and in your energy fields. It doesn't make sense that we can heal all that trauma just in one shot or in a couple months, right? This is layer upon layer upon layer upon layer of trauma and abuse. It's gonna take time to unravel all those things and to heal from it. So the number one key here is we really need to be patient and so kind and empathetic towards ourselves. I know one of my main roadblocks in this is whenever I'm in the pit of despair and hopelessness and trauma, the first thing my mind goes to is like, if I was a better woman, I would be over this by now. And that's so harmful. So I really work with myself, and I encourage you to work with yourself around being compassionate and empathetic and just extending myself that patience and compassion and saying things like, hey, this is really hard. You're doing a good job. I know you can get through this. This is a low day. It's not going to last forever. Let's get through it together. And in this way, I talk to myself and kind of like bring myself in and encourage myself to keep going instead of criticizing and judging myself. You can do the same. When we're talking about the trauma of a narcissistic relationship or a narcissistic divorce, we need to understand the healing cycle. And so the healing cycle goes kind of like this. At the top of the circle or at the top of the wave, you're feeling good. You feel stable. Maybe things are stressful, but you've got it under control. Then a trigger happens. Some kind of something happens, and you start to spiral. You go down, down, down into the pit. The pit is what I call that place of depression, anxiety, hopelessness, panic, fear, any of those places where we just don't feel well. We don't feel resourced. We don't feel capable. We feel like everybody's coming to get us, or at least this one person is coming to get us and it's never going to end. That's what I call the pit. What do you call the pit? I'm sure you've been there and you know what I'm talking about. What's your name for it? Drop it in the comments below, and in this way we can share with each other and help each other up out of it. So once we're down in the pit, we spend a certain amount of time there. For me, it used to be months at a time. And now, I can get myself up out of the pit in a matter of hours or even minutes, depending on how bad the trigger was. So we spend time down in the pit, and then slowly something shifts, or maybe it's just time. Maybe we do some healing work. Maybe we have a friend support us and we climb ourselves out of the pit. We do more healing work, more time happens, we get back to the top of the wave. We can ride there for a little while, depending on what our narcissist is doing, depending on what's happening in our life. We're gonna get hit with another trigger, boom, down we go. The key to speeding up this healing cycle, or to spending more time at the top of the wave rather than the bottom of the wave, is how you treat yourself when you're in the pit. And I alluded to that a little bit just a minute ago, talking about how to say kind things to yourself and how to extend compassion and empathy to yourself. Some other really great tools you can use are to say to yourself, I bless and accept this situation. By accepting the situation and the place that you're in, you're removing an entire layer of resistance. So now you're not beating yourself up for being in the pit and being in the pit and carrying both of those things. Now you're just in the pit and you don't have that extra layer of resistance. So I bless and accept where I am today. I bless and accept the situation. This is huge. Try it and let me know how it works. Another thing we can do is notify the people in our lives, or just say out loud, like kind of like put your sword in the ground, like claim where you are in that day or in this moment. I'm at the bottom of the pit. I'm not okay today is a great thing to do. It's a great thing to share with people, so they can lower their expectations of you and be softer and kinder in their treatment of you. And it kind of works the same way with yourself. If you say that out loud to yourself and claim, hey, I'm not okay today, then you're going to be more gentle with yourself, which is what we need. Other things you can do when you're at the bottom of the wave or when you're in the pit are take things off of your plate. Clear your schedule a little bit and allow for rest, allow for quiet, allow for being with your feelings. Getting outside in nature is always a great thing to do. Trees, flowers, water, grass, sand, whatever, get out there and be with nature. Reaching out and connecting with other people is great. So often when we're at the bottom of the pit or we're in the low point of the healing cycle, we just feel so isolated. And it's terrible, it's lonely, and it just feels so hopeless there. So if you have a trusted friend or a support group or a counselor or a therapist or somebody you can reach out to and say, hey, I'm really struggling today. I don't even really need anything from you, but I just want you to know that. That's going to create some form of connection. It's going to help lift you up out. And of course, your breath is an amazing tool to change your mind state, to change your physical state, and to change the state of your heart. Breathing is free and it's always with you. You don't have to take it anywhere. You're breathing all the time. So taking slow, deep breaths or doing some alternate nostril breathing. If you check out my self-care for divorce playlist, I have a whole video on amazing breath techniques that can help you shift how you're feeling and get up out of the pit. Hey, let's do a breath break. Yes, moving out of fight or flight, giving us access to our whole brains, changing how we feel in our body. Breathing, moving your body is another free, amazingly accessible way to change your mindset and change the way you're feeling in your heart. Even something as simple as going for a short walk around the block, just 2 minutes outside, out of your house, out of your apartment. You've got some air, you've got some light, you're seeing other things, you're moving your body. All of these things will help. So in closing, what I want to remind everybody of is that you don't assume in life that you're going to eat one really good meal and then be full and nourished for the rest of your life. Likewise, you don't have one shower and know that you will be clean and smelling good and fresh for the rest of your life. We don't expect that in those areas of our life, but somehow when it comes to healing from abuse, we kind of expect that, I did a couple therapy sessions and I'm going to be okay. It doesn't work like that. This is the same as brushing your teeth every day or eating food a couple times a day or having a shower every day. This is how life on this third dimensional plane in these bodies works. We have to work every day and commit ourselves every day to attending to our wounds and clearing our traumas and healing from the pains and the hurts that have been caused to us. And it doesn't have to be as much work as maybe that sounds. I promise you, it gets easier and you'll get better and more graceful and more efficient at lifting yourself up out of the pit, just like I did. So if you're feeling low today and things seem really hard, please don't give up. You won't be there forever. You can shift things. Try some of the suggestions that I've given you here. Leave a comment down below. I'm always happy to respond to the people watching this channel. I'm here for you. You're not alone. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you sharing your time with me. I hope this helped. Take good care.